and welcome to yet another episode of Territories Talk. Territories Talk was founded in 2018 as a radio show, and then we have evolved to now be an online show where we discuss things, happenings, and people in the overseas territories, particularly Anguilla, Bermuda, Cayman Islands, Virgin Islands, Montserrat, and Turks and Caicos Island. And today we have a special guest, a young Bermudian who's doing great things in his field. I will allow him to explain what he's doing. But we always like to highlight the next generation because within the next 5 to 10 years, they will be the ones who are running our countries. So without further ado, I now introduce Mr. Darrell.
Good
Morning,
morning.
Mr. Darrell. How you
Good morning.
doing?
I'm good, thank you.
Thank you. Thank you for being on Territories Talk today.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah. So tell us, who is Mr. Darrell?
So my name is Ywione Darrell. I am a MSc Economics for Development student at the University of Oxford. I am also a co-founder of Longtail Learning and the Bermuda Journal of Academic Research. And I I went high school in Bermuda. I went to Saltus, and I've been in the UK doing university since 2021. So my undergrad was in political economy from King's College London, and I'm at the end of my master's degree right now here at Oxford.
Okay, so let's take it back a bit. You tell us, in the Bermudian parlance, who's your people?
Well, you as an MP, Mr. Famous, I think you might know my aunt probably more, Melinda Williams. She's director of statistics in the Department of Statistics.
Oh yes, it's actually kind of related, but I understand.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, her dad was Mr. Richardson, correct?
Yes. Tow truck,
VK.
not water truck, yeah.
Yeah, VK Richardson, right?
Mm. And then
Okay.
my grandpa then KC,
Yes.
yeah,
Yes. KC has the tow truck.
the big green machine.
Yes. See, all related somehow or the other.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, because so Casey's has two sisters who are my cousins, Laverne and Carlene.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah. Oh, oops, did I say that? Sorry. So yeah, but it's always good together. I mean, in any small island community, it's always good to get a base of who the person is, and then you go from there. So you attended Soltis, and
Yeah.
then you are now have moved on to Oxford. What was it like making that transition?
Well, the the biggest transition for me was coming from Saltus to King's College London because Bermuda is really small, and you're going to this much bigger, much more intense, very. One of my friends from undergrad said that living in central London was almost like being a tourist for every day for 3 years, and it genuinely felt like that because you never really feel at home because there's so much going on about, and it's not like Bermuda where you see the same person on the same commute every morning when you're going somewhere, and you almost grow this familiarity with them. But in the UK, it's very much you from day to day you see new faces that you've never seen before, and it took some time getting used to it. Coming up to Oxford after finishing my undergrad, I feel like it feels a bit more like home, but still not home. It could never be. It's much more quiet, a lot more. Everything is oriented around the university, at least in what I uh, tend to do, and so it feels a lot more focused than undergrad. So it was initially quite a big transition and quite a big difference from Bermuda, but now I have the same level of comfortability and sort of like peace and quiet that I get back home that I also feel here.
Thank you. And what is the studies themselves been like apart from the the social, not social life, but the social surroundings?
Yeah,
What have the studies themselves been like?
they've been really intense. So just for some context, my undergrad degree was in political economy. So the I did a lot of economics. I did some economics, I should say, but it wasn't as technical. It wasn't really what if I want to be an economist. So it wasn't I didn't have the sort of technical expertise that I needed for my undergrad to sort of follow that career path. It gave me a good baseline, but it wasn't enough to just go straight in. So this year's been a lot of building up those technical skills so that I can be be ready to go into a career in research. And it's been very intense. I just sent in my first draft for my undergrad for my postgrad dissertation, and we have exams coming up in June. So it's been intense, but I've enjoyed it because I've learned so much.
Okay. So what would you say? Are there other Bermudians out there at Oxford presently?
Yeah, so you have current Rhodes Scholar, um, Teray Toll. Then you also have some Rhodes Scholars who have won it in previous years who are still around. I haven't met with them as much. And then just because it's the UK, I feel like I always bump into Bermudians in these weird places. There was this one person who I keep seeing on my commute to university who I never really get the chance to shout out to. And I always see them wearing a Bermuda sweatshirt, but I never get the actual chance to sort of, speak out to them. But uh, yeah, there's a couple in Oxford right now, some that I'm sort of in communication with actively, but then there's also some who are just hidden around at the different colleges.
Mm, okay. All right. And so you finish up. You say you're finishing your masters this year, right?
Yes.
And so like you're graduating literally this summer.
Yeah. So my graduation's on August 9th. So it's a really intense course. It's 9 months. So
Mm.
yeah.
So what's planned after that once you have your master's degree?
Well, right now I want to do my PhD in the long run. So I want to do a PhD in economics, focusing on either the economics of the firm or of businesses, or focusing on like macroeconomics. And so my goal for is to get a research assistant position. I'm looking at some opportunities back home, but I'm also looking at some opportunities abroad. So right now I'm just going through application processes and trying to secure something.
All right, because the thing is, what one of the things that used to happen is that comedians, as soon as they finished their bachelor's or associates years ago, they came back home to work,
Yeah,
and the world has changed such that um, employers are now saying, well, you need to have so many years experience working abroad, blah, blah, blah. So what some comedians are doing is after they get the degree, they stay abroad or they find a job abroad and then come back home because then they have the 5 or whatever amount of years of experience that no employer can now use this as a stumbling block, right? So
yeah.
these are the things that as a country we have to adjust to that. Some of our young people are not coming right back home, and it's not nothing wrong with that, right?
I mean, I definitely agree. When I started my bachelor's and even towards the beginning of this year, so I was as soon as the master's program started, I was looking for research assistant positions in the UK and in the US, mainly in the US, because that's where you have places like Harvard, MIT, and there's a lot of really good research labs in economics. And so that's where my initial sort of focus was to sort of my mindset is that I want to be good not just for Bermuda, but I want to be good uh, on a global scale and be able to stand up to competition outside of Bermuda and bring those skills back because I think the island deserves that level of skill set. And I, th- for, I, think that right now I'm looking at opportunities back home a bit more than I initially would have, just because specifically in the field of development economics, a lot of the money has dried up in this past year. So I like totally agree. Young Bermudians should try to get opportunities outside of the island. It's the best way to sort of grow yourself, not just professionally, but also as an as a individual and learn more about yourself when you're not at home. But then this also speaks to another point of making sure that if Bermudians need to come back home in case opportunities overseas dry up, there is always that avenue for us to, um, yeah.
Mhm. All right. So let's do a little show and tell, if you don't mind. You ever use that term in the schools that you attended, show and tell?
I feel like the last time I heard show and tell, I was at Paget Primary in P2.
Well, show and tell is just was the initial word of saying PowerPoint presentation.
Oh,
So who's this young man?
I guess that looks like me.
Does it look like you? Is it AI? Is it Clint or what?
Yeah, it's me. That's me right after I got the IGSCE scholarship after I graduated from uh, Saltis. So this
Okay.
was I won this. This was the scholarship that funded me on my for my whole undergrad, and I was immensely grateful for it. Uh, I had done some sort of internships with AXA like since I was 15, so it was really nice to uh, sort of see them have faith in my ability to sort of go forward and uh, do great things at university.
All right. Tell us about this young man.
So it's kind of funny because that's my that's my younger brother Vincent. He's a year younger than me. He is just graduating this year from his undergrad, and he's actually in Oxford right now because we went to a dinner at my college, and so it was so funny because we both have the same hairstyle right now, and a lot of people pass mistake us for twins. Uh,
Mm,
yeah. Uh,
okay. That's what he's studying.
so he's doing business admin. He runs a current right now he runs a clothing business that is called Pressure Till We Perish. So I have a couple of jackets and t-shirts and stuff like that from him, and he's very. Uh, it's as an older brother, it's sort of weird because I have a lot of other friends who are the oldest sibling. And there's this clear distinction between I'm the older one, they're the younger one. There's much more of like, I give them advice and stuff like that. But growing up with Vincent, it's always felt like more like a sort of twin relationship where it's like I can't remember a time in my life without him, and it's been amazing to watch him grow up and sort of have him there to support me and just be there for each other when we really need it. And a lot of love for my younger brother. So
Mm.
yeah,
That's a good thing. Brotherly love is something that no matter what age we get as men, right? The brotherly love is what carries you through, right?
yeah,
And it's definitely something we need more of in Bermuda at this time.
definitely, definitely.
So tell us about long-tail learning.
Yes, of course. So Longtail Learning is a educational support service that I started with my best friend Daniel Osset. We both went to Saltus. We both were AXA XL scholars, and the whole reason why we started it was because we felt that the availability of things like tutoring services and educational support services in Bermuda was there, but it helps a lot more when you have like money and resources behind you to sort of help you get access to those things. And we thought that should not be a barrier. So our whole ethos is that we're providing these free services to sort of help young Bermudians reach their best academic potential. Um, and so we started in 2023, and so we are going into our third year of running our summer tutoring program. And it runs smoothly so far. And we've had a lot of support from the community. All of our tutors are SCARS trained. We've been able to have sessions at Soltis in the first year. Last year was at Mosaic and Lockton Re. And this year we're going to do a similar thing at Mosaic and Lockton Re, and also have online offerings for the summer tutoring program.
All right. So, which brings us to this.
Yes.
Tell us about this program.
So this is our free summer tutoring program, and uh, we're taking on 15 students this summer, middle school to IGCSE. Uh, once the whole point is that we want to well, we're offering both group sessions and also like one-on-one individual sessions. The whole point is that we want to give students an opportunity to sort of keep up with some of the topics and things that they've learned throughout the school year, because once summertime comes and that last bell rings for the summer, well then a lot of the things that you're worried about in that past month or in that past semester, they sometimes just get forgotten about until next September. So it's very valuable to sort of keep up with some of these things and sort of get in these habits of keeping up with things that are very important that you're going to need for school. And this is just 4 sessions uh, throughout the month of July, where students just get to work with most of the tutors are going to be university age, but there's also going to be older tutors as well. Um, and it's just working with someone to sort of make sure that you're at your best quality by the time you come to September.
Okay. So these are the courses.
Yeah, so English and math are the offerings. Uh, we want to keep it quite narrow, just because there's a million different subjects that can be offered, but we want to prioritize giving quality and sort of making sure that we are giving students the best resource that we can in this 4 weeks. And it's not a lot of time, so that's why English and maths works best. And one of the good things is that because we're doing this sort of like personalized setup, but we've also introduced group sessions this year, because we've heard feedback saying that some people prefer to learn in groups. Uh, we're really tailoring it to what the student needs and what they think they need to learn best. And we've heard from past not generations, past cohorts of students that they feel like they've picked up a lot. They feel like their tutor's been very attentive and been very helpful. And so we're just going forward with trying to tailor it and make it a better a better service for these for the students that we help out.
Okay. So let's go back to this. And you said all your tutors are SCAR certified.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
So the reason why we did that was because I first got SCARS certified when I was 18 or 19. I was 18 or 19, I can't remember off the top of my head. And the reason why I did it was because I was doing uh, debate coaching. I was on the national squad for Bermuda for debate, and I was the captain. And so the following year, I got my SCAR certification so I could help out with training. And I realized that there's a lot of value in sort of getting that uh, getting that training and making sure that anyone who interacts with these with people like 16 and younger is very necessary to sort of get them familiar with how they should sort of interact and what are appropriate ways of doing so. So yeah.
All right, so back to this. You said there are 15 spots available. How
Yeah.
do a person get in contact with yourself or whomever else to get
So
the children registered?
so we have Instagram, we have Facebook. We don't check Facebook as much, but we have Instagram and LinkedIn.
Uh,
But I get if you were to send us a message on the Facebook page, we'll get we would get them through our Instagram because they're connected. And then you can also reach out to our email. It is longtail. You could reach out to our email or our website. So longtail learning, bda.weebly.com. Um, I I can s- I can send you over those details, but
yeah.
uh, yeah,
Well, I
if
think most comedians are on Instagram, so they just look for long tail learning.
yes, yes.
Okay. All right. So as we start to wind on, what what was your driving motivation for starting long tail learners?
Uh, my my main motivation for starting this with Daniel was, well, I guess my personal motivation, sorry, was the was my youngest brother. So when he joined Paget Primary, he initially was having some sort of trouble with reading and stuff like that. So
Mm,
not the one underneath me, but like my youngest of them all. And he was having some trouble with reading, and the they didn't really have the sort of necessary like services there to support him. And
mm,
so, you know, like I was saying earlier, recognizing the fact that income or sort of how much money you have should not be a barrier to your ability to sort of fulfill your full educational capacity or academic opportunities. Um, that was very much my motivation. It was very much a homegrown motivation, and uh, Daniel agreed with me on this, and because we're so close, we were like, let's just do something about it together. So yeah,
okay. All right. Well, I want to thank you and Daniel for all that you're doing because at the end of the day, or the start of the day, us as Bermudians or man or whatever country you come from, we have to build each other up. You reached out to me. I was very excited to have you on the show. So I just want to thank you for reaching out. And we'll be offering some other avenues for you to get your message out as well.
thank you so much. Thank
So
you for.
as we sorry, go
Sorry.
ahead.
I was just saying thank you so much for making this time available before your sort of next sort of session.
Yeah. Um, yeah, because when you first reached out, I realized the importance of your show. I said, well, you need to have your own segment just to elaborate a little bit, you know.
Yeah,
So as I said in the beginning, Territory Soap was founded. Online version was founded 2021 to highlight stories such as this about the people and things that are going on in the smaller islands. So I want to give a shout out to my co-host Shayna Smith Archer in the Virgin Islands, Shirley Osborne, speaker Shirley Osborne in Montserrat. As importantly, our media partners, Cayman Malrood in Caymans, Radio Turks and Caicos in Turks and Caicos Island, Montserrat ZJB Radio, Virgin Islands CBN Radio 90.9, Bermuda's own Channel 82, Lemon Woods, and Radio Sabre, and in Barbados. So this show, although it's online right now, it will be rebroadcast in various different islands over the next couple of weeks. And don't be surprised if someone calls you or your grandpa calls you and says, "Hey, boy, I saw you on Channel 82." So thank you, Mr. Darrell.
thank you for having me.
and we will be in touch to try to get you on our radio show. When do you return to Bermuda?
I will not be back for a while. I'm coming back on the 24th of July.
Okay, well,
Yeah.
technology is such that it doesn't matter where you're at, we can always reach out. We'll be in
Yeah.
touch with you to try to get you on our radio show, all right?
No, I would love to have another chat. Thank you for having me.
All right. Thank you, and stay safe in England. As they say, pip, pip, cheerio, mate.
Thank you.
Oh, by the way, who's your football team?
Pool.
Who's your football team?
Liverpool.
Bye.